Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us this wintry Thursday here in the month of January, you will know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. All this month, we have been focused on conversations related to college and career readiness, friends. So you may have remembered hearing from our friend Janice Jones from Sauk Valley Community College. Last week, we welcomed noted author and keynote speaker for our College and Career Readiness Summit, Stephanie Malia Kraus. And today, as we talk more about college and career readiness, in preparation for that annual College and Career Readiness Summit on Friday, February 9th. We are also gearing up for the month of February, which is CTE Awareness Month. So we are delighted to have a very special guest with us, a first-time teacher talker this morning here on Teacher Talk. Sasha Logan from Sauk Valley Community College is going to be sharing with us a little bit this morning about career and technical education and her thoughts and what the college is doing to support college and career readiness. But before we introduce Sasha, I would like to say a fine wintry morning this morning to my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus. Good morning, Stacy. I know last week we said we're cold, and now I think we're slushy. So how's your January? How are things going this week?
Good morning, Angie. We are definitely slushy, although I have to say this morning temperatures have creeped up a little bit warmer than they were last Thursday when we were chatting. So if it's warmer, I'm happier. Get that snow melted, let that sunshine come out. It makes me a happy lady. So excited to talk all things CTE today. Talk a little bit about our upcoming CCR Summit that we're hosting at Sauk Valley Community College. Really kind of targeting in on that important conversation about college and career readiness. So happy to get this teacher talk started today, Angie.
Stacy, as you know, we've spent this last month talking with a variety of people getting different perspectives on this conversation around college and career readiness. I mentioned Janice Jones joined us a few weeks ago. Janice is the past coordinator for Sauk Valley Community College, and she spoke a little bit with us about pathway endorsement work that's happening in our area and just kind of the complexity of what it means when we talk about college and career readiness. Stephanie Malia Kraus last week shared with us this idea of whole child, drawing from concepts from her book, Whole Child, Whole Life, and how we need to weave in that social emotional learning into our definition of college and career readiness. And today we're going to add another facet, another component to our ever complex conversation related to college and career readiness. And that is this idea of career and technical education. And so we're going to be unpacking all of that this morning with our special guest, as I mentioned, Sasha Logan. Sasha is the Dean of Business, Career, and Technical Education at Sauk Valley Community College. That's a mouthful. She does a lot. She's doing a lot of important work for our community. So Sasha, good morning. Welcome to Teacher Talk. And as we kind of kick off our Teacher Talk this morning, if you wouldn't mind starting off by telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe your educational journey, and all the things that you do at our wonderful Sauk Valley Community College here in Dixon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name, like you said, Sasha Logan. I am currently the Dean of Business, Career, and Technical Programs at Sauk. My educational journey, I've been at Sauk for 13 years in a wide variety of roles. Previous to this, I was the director of the TRIO Student Support Services program, working with first-generation income-eligible students in our community, getting them acclimated to the college environment and assisting them through their process at Sauk. Prior to that, I was also in the testing center. So I got that up and running at Sauk and did a lot of community-based testing, a lot of college-based testing for the school. My personal background in education, I have my bachelor's in education from Western Illinois University and my master's in instructional design and technology from Western as well. And what I do at Sauk, I work in the CTE field. So what that covers is agriculture, business, accounting, computer science, criminal justice, early childhood education, welding, multi-craft, which includes electrical, HVAC, machining, and CNC. And in all of those areas, we work with local industry and business to connect education and industry in a partnership and make sure we're providing the best quality output we can in education to support our local community.
Sasha, we have mentioned the words college and career readiness. We said it a lot last week, and we will continue to as we're kind of ramping up this planning and talking about our upcoming summit that we have. And so, college and career readiness, that sounds like a mouthful, and it sounds like it could mean a lot. What does that actually mean to you? And I'm going to add something in there. Why is it so important that we're talking about this now?
So college and career readiness to me means that when students are in high school, they are exploring different pathways that they can go into, their personal interests, what they want to do with the rest of their lives. And they're taking the opportunity to take a deep dive into what is important to them, what kind of impact they want to make with their life, getting some experience in possible fields, and then putting in the first steps to ensure that they are going to be successful either in that field if they go directly that path out of high school, or on their educational journey to complete whatever training they need to then explore that field. And I think it's extremely important because it's our responsibility as educators to ensure that we're setting students up for the best possible success we can throughout the entire pathway. And that's not just on one education institution. That's a partnership between all of us to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our community, that we are fulfilling that responsibility that we have to the students in our communities as well.
So, Sasha, you said my favorite word. I love partnerships, right? Because without partnerships, none of this happens. None of this works. So you talked about the partnership with the business community, which is so vital because that's what we're preparing students for. We're preparing them to be successful and in their lives and in their careers and their vocations. But you also mentioned that really important partnership with our educational community and the fact that I guess from a K-12 perspective, sometimes we really think that, oh my goodness, we've got them graduated at 12th grade. This is great. But our responsibility doesn't end there. And so I just have to just do a quick shout out to Sauk Valley Community College and the work of everyone there at the college, because as an institution, I think that the focus is on partnerships and bettering the community. And what more can we do to make not only our students better, but our communities better? So, as we kind of think about your role in that partnership conversation, which is probably so much of what you do, when we talk about that, what is CTE? What is career and technical education? You mentioned a variety of different vocations that have that CTE component. What is that, and how, thinking about that partnership and developing our communities, when you think about your role in shepherding the work of CTE, why is it significant for our community?
So CTE, in the capacity that I talk about it at the college, is we provide technical training for members of our community so that they can obtain high wage, high skill, in demand jobs in our local community. And the significance to our community is that we work very closely with those as industry and business partners to ensure that we are meeting the skill set that's needed to have successful employment, and providing that opportunity for education to community members to make sure that we are giving back to our community. We're assisting community members in obtaining the skills that they need to then obtain a successful job and support their families. And that not only helps our businesses by keeping them here in our Sauk Valley area. It also is a way to bring in new business and industry to the Sauk Valley by showing that we do have a successful workforce and we have the ability to train them here in the Sauk Valley.
Before we move on from this, I'm just curious. I'm gonna throw this out here because as you were talking, it's super exciting, and sometimes we don't necessarily make the connection between educational opportunities and economic growth. So, in your role, I'm just curious, what are some of those high needs fields that you're hearing from our business sector? Where are some of those blossoming opportunities for career and technical education in the Sauk Valley area?
So the ones that I'm hearing from the most at this current moment would probably be the agriculture industry and uh, multi-craft welding. So a wide variety of maintenance positions. I've had a lot of community outreach from recently.
We say a lot in the world of education that it really does take a village. And I have seen that more and more with my work through ROE. And so, this idea of work-based learning, this idea of college and career readiness, you had mentioned, communicating with industry and what is the need. Can you talk a little bit about how Sauk Valley Community College collaborates with our local industry and businesses to really strengthen that connection between education and what is needed in the workforce?
So I feel like SOC tries to partner as much as we possibly can, whether that be from hosting industry events on SOC's campus, hosting ROE chamber events in partnership with Whiteside Area Career Center. We try to have SOC members serve on any area boards that we can possibly be involved in, just so we're aware of what's happening in our community. Like I said, extremely close with the Sauk Valley Area Chamber of Commerce. We try to be involved in their agriculture boards, manufacturing boards. We also provide training opportunities, not just through the traditional educational pathways, but through community training when needed. So if an industry member is requesting something on demand, we'll put that together for them to try to provide what's needed in the moment. In addition to that, every CTE program we have at SOC has an advisory panel, and we meet a minimum of one time a year where we talk to business and community members, industry members about the needs to make sure that we're meeting them with our training. If we're not, we find out what those needs may be so we can develop the curriculum that's needed to keep our students at the highest skill set possible.
Sasha, what is your vision for continuing to grow CTE in the Sauk Valley area, those educational opportunities, those partnerships? If someone were to come up to you on the street and say, "Hey, what's your vision?" What would you say?
I think at this point, it's just looking to see what's next. So where are we growing right now? AI is a huge possibility for growth. So we're trying to talk to industry members and see how that's going to affect them in the future. Um, if we can even project that right now, but having those conversations and seeing what education we may need to put together to assist, how we need to then pivot the education we're currently providing to make sure that students are able to work with AI or to identify different factors of AI that may be problematic for all of our CTE forces or workforce opportunities in the future. That's probably the biggest growth area that I'm seeing right now.
How exciting to kind of live on that cutting edge and to be a part of those conversations about shaping the future of our workforce and our community. Hats off to you and all the work you do. And it does, as we talked about, it does take a village. So if I am a parent, I'm a student, I'm an incumbent member of the workforce who wants to come back and brush up on my skills or maybe grow my capacity, how can I get involved? Do I have a voice? Are there opportunities for me to either participate in educational opportunities or to lend my voice to the conversation?
I think in all of those capacities, the answer is yes. So as a parent, I think talk to your student, find out what they're interested in. We host, like I said, a wide variety of events on campus. There's always something in the CTE field that's happening, whether that be through the ROE, through Whiteside Area Career Center, through chamber events that are happening. So just listen to what's happening out there, participate in those events when possible. As a community member, if you're looking to brush up on something, you could enroll in a full program, or we have career and technical education classes through our business and community ed department that are always ongoing. So reach out at any time. As an industry partner, like I said, we have the advisory panel, so we're more than happy to welcome any interested party into being part of that. Please feel free to reach out to me at the college or anybody there, and they'll get you in contact with me if you're interested in participating in that capacity.
Sasha, thank you so much for helping us to add another dimension to our conversations around college and career readiness this morning. Also, thank you for priming us to celebrate CTE Awareness Month in the month of February. We know that great things are happening at the college and great things are happening with our partnerships and our overall community. And so we want to say thank you so much, not only for your time this morning, but also for being a leader in these conversations. Friends, we are at the close of our teacher talk here for this morning here on Facebook. However, before we sign off this fine Thursday morning, we want to remind you of our annual College and Career Readiness Summit on Friday, February 9th from 8:30 to noon. It is a virtual event on Zoom, so you don't have to worry about winter weather in order to participate. Sign up is available on our website at www.rwe47.org. On behalf of my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacey Dingus, and our special guest this morning, Sasha Logan, Dean of Business, Career, and Technical Education at Sauk Valley Community College, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a hopefully warmer Friday, a restful and relaxing winter weekend, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.